Did you see the lights on the handlebars in Poland? Yeah, me too. What's that about? Let's go find out. This is Pinkbike. This is a tech video. We don't have a tech editor. Hope that's okay. This way. Oh. Oh. That's quite nice. So yeah, suspension platforms and downhill, which is what a lot of these systems do, mainly that's just like adding a little bit of compression, make the bike a bit firmer so you can pump better, pedal better. And it kind of makes sense for cross country, but downhill you barely pedal. Now the reason is bikes have loads of suspension and loads of capacity for absorbing pedaling inputs and pumping inputs. So it actually makes more sense in downhill, even though it's just for little bits of the track. You can gain time, and Bruni has shown in the past he's often the fastest on the pumpy pedally bits. So teams are doing it, they're doing different things with it. They probably can't tell us about it. Let's go and get those no comment answers. MJ, was Vali like one of the first people to test the kind of electronic flight attendant stuff? Because I think she had it last year.
Yeah, she was the first one last year already on it. Yeah, we started. Was released in Fort William for the first race, and
does she run it at every race, or it depends on the race? Or
depends on the race, but normally she's trying to get some extra support from it.
We can see stuff on the shock.
Yeah.
But is there anything controlling the fork?
Yeah.
So it's controls in the fork too.
Yeah.
So it's like a full front and rear adjustments are being made by electronics.
Maybe one button is for the fork, one for the shock, or for the blood sugar.
So you're saying there's two buttons?
Maybe.
With a normal flight attendant, there's sensors for like the pitch of the bike, for your cadence and stuff like that. Is there anything like that here?
Maybe.
Shrug.
Maybe.
Okay. Might be. Could be.
Not.
We're seeing things.
Maybe it's connected with the whoop. We don't know. Black box stuff. I'm not.
And the big thing everyone saw last week was the lights.
Yeah.
Any information on that? What color means what?
Red says to go faster because it's split.
It's hooked into the timing systems, and if they're going too slow, it gets angry.
Yeah, exactly. It gets angry, and blue is just blood sugar's going down. Please do something.
So what you're saying is it's a button that adds low-speed compression when they want it?
No. That is the opposite. No. So I don't know how much I'm actually supposed to say here, but on my bike I have, let's say, like either fully open, just as is, or I have a blue light setting or a red light setting. So one's firmer than the other one.
Is that a Troy blue and red, or is that a RockShox blue?
That was something that I asked for last year and got, and I think a few other riders have adopted it this year. So yeah, it's kind of, one's very close to locked out and one's a little bit less so.
And like thinking ahead to this track, like do you see like big sections of track you would use it?
I think so, yeah. I think obviously the start is literally a BMX track, right? So you're probably going to run it for almost 30 seconds. Last year I used the system a lot and it worked pretty well. Once you get into the steep stuff, you won't be running it though, but
well, not if you manage to press the button at the right time.
True.
I hear that's a bit of an issue for some folks.
Yeah, you gotta have that in the plan on your race run for sure. And I start that throughout practice straight away, so then it's almost like second nature.
You got your gear change spots and your platform spots.
Exactly.
So Daddy Troy's got a bit of support.
Yeah, starting to become a little bit more thinking than just sending yourself down the hill.
So we managed to grab world champ Loris Vergier, talk of the town after his handlebars were lots of different colors last week.
Okay, I got what you're saying. Thank you.
You're on.
Yeah.
You're on track. I'm guessing that your suspension is manually controlled. Would you agree or disagree with this statement?
I could have agreed or disagreed maybe 2 days ago, but now we have a special thing to not really say much.
Oh, we're 2 days late.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Damn it. Right, what colors do your handlebars turn?
We can do blue and red.
I saw where there was no color.
Yeah.
Is that also an option? So
yeah, it's an option.
Okay, so there's three. There's blue, red, nothing. Okay. Do you have a button on your bike?
Yes, we do.
What does it do?
Different things.
Different things? It changes the color of the line.
Who knows? I don't know.
Okay, there's a system on your bike it definitely changes what the suspension does. Do you find it helps?
It does for me, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We've
Okay.
had it for a couple years almost now.
Yeah.
So it's like, depending the track is actually really
Yeah.
helping. Now that the times are so close, like it's definitely something you'd want.
When I've used one, when it's only on the rear, it can feel weird. So like, do you find having it doing the front and rear is the thing that makes it really, really good?
Yeah, it's when you go to the BMX track, like it's always like stiff front and rear, and that's what helps really on jumps.
Yep.
And it's the same there. Like you don't have to learn anything. It's just harder and feels simple to ride. So when they jump on it and they were a bit skeptical or didn't know how to use it, I was like, don't worry, it's easy. Just do it and you won't be surprised.
Are you colorblind or did you press the button in the wrong place?
I thought I pressed it. And I had other problems, let's say, that I was more focused on, so it wasn't a big issue. And yeah, I was more focused on that issue.
Yeah.
Let's say
But
it that way.
Did you find it actually negatively affected you, or you got to the bottom and you were fine?
I didn't know.
Didn't notice?
No,
Okay.
it's like the track was like quite soft, let's say on the beginning of the stroke, so the bike was just still comfy, and the way it behaves, I didn't really feel it.
Because RockShox have the big flipping light in your face.
Oh, he's like,
we notice when maybe it's in the wrong setting in the wrong place, and like I was like, why has no one done an automatic system?
Because, I mean, it's possibilities. I mean, it's an electronic world. I mean, the sky is the limit. So I think it's more that the rider want to be in control.
Okay.
We know how these riders are. Just look at yourself. You want to be the captain of the ship. And
I kind of like being a passenger sometimes.
there's possibilities to add more feature to it. But I think for now, step by step, the riders want to be in charge.
So the riders want to do it, but like surely like you could do like a GPS thing where at like certain points in the track it can change, or?
I mean, for sure. I mean, there's technologies that can read the bike exactly what it does. I mean, if it's downhill, uphill, if you're pedaling. So, I mean, that wouldn't be an issue. It would take a lot of work, for sure. But as of right now, the riders want to be the.
Okay. Have you experimented with like a location like?
I mean, we since we're working with other product areas for motorcycles and cars and so on, for sure there's things in the pipeline for the future.
The pipeline. My eyebrows are moving. I don't know if you can see it with the sunglasses. So we got to look out for a little like satellite dish. Like
Soon they're gonna have helmets with Starlinks and Wi-Fi and all that crazy stuff. No.
We can see from photos and videos they've got 3 buttons. Does it change front and rear?
Yeah.
Does each button set a different level of platform?
Yeah.
Because I know like RockShox now have like the flight attendant.
Yeah.
They have like the light and
Yeah,
stuff.
the light.
But like I feel like this does the same thing. You know, the buttons, and it's like that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can't say.
Specific. Yeah, for Finn and Loic.
Is it Öhlins that make it, or is it like the mechanics are making custom things?
Öhlins, yeah.
Ah, okay, right. I used to think it was like a custom, like Jack made in his sheds, you know? And that was me getting no answers on suspension. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for Inside the Tape. I'm Ben Cathro. This is Pinkbike. Let's go.